Per the recording of this video, we are about 1.5 months, 40-ish games into the 2026 Major League Baseball season. And as per usual, it happens every year, players are doing things that nobody expected them to do, both on the negative side and as well as the positive. Today's focus, as it was a year ago when I made this exact video for 2025, is the positives. The early season surprises where players overperform any expectations that anybody could have possibly placed on them. Without further ado, let's get into it. Here are my 5 early season surprises of 2026, what they've done so far, and if it is in any shape, way, or form sustainable throughout a whole season. A quick interjection before we get into the players. All the stats you see in this video have been taken prior to the games on May 8th. I apologize if any screenshots or graphics I show in this video are inaccurate because of updated information per time of editing versus the time of scripting / recording. An honorable mention to get things started, Mike Trout. He's healthy again and it feels so good to see him play again. I really wish the Angels were better, but oh well, it is what it is. At least Trout's inclusion leads us very nicely into the first actual entry of this list, his very teammate, starting pitcher Jose Soriano. In his 4th year in Major League Baseball, his 3rd as a full-time starter, Soriano is enjoying a massive breakout to begin 2026, having claimed AL Pitcher of the Month honors for April, and having a sub-1 ERA over his first 7 starts at an insane 0.84 mark. Now true, he had a clunker versus the White Sox in the start prior to me writing this script, and his ERA doubled to an astonishing 1.74, which is still very much insane. So, what changed to make him this good? Well, to put it simply, the arsenal. In 2026, Soriano has upped his 4-seam fastball usage to 25%, up from just 9% in the previous season, and has basically halved the usage of his sinker to just 29%, down from 49% in 2025. While his curveball usage has remained similar at 27%, up just a little bit from 25% in 2025, his splitter usage is also up, basically doubled, from 9 to 17%. Basically, instead of just having 2 pitches, his sinker and his curveball, he now has 4, making him a lot more effective at keeping hitters off balance. Now, it is to be said that he has gotten a little bit lucky, quote unquote, on BABIP, as his BABIP sits at 252 for his season, with 300 being about league average every year. So we can expect some regression to the means. Additionally, his FIP sits at 3.44, which also indicates that he has gotten lucky in terms of the 3 true outcomes, which can also tie into BABIP as less hits allowed means less runs are scoring off of these 3 true outcomes. Do I believe Soriano can maintain his current level of success throughout a whole season? No. But that doesn't mean I don't think he's going to remain effective. His improved arsenal, along with its great percentile rankings across Baseball Savant, should allow him to remain a very effective pitcher going forward, and a nice surprise for the Angels. Continuing with pitchers from Los Angeles teams enjoying breakout seasons, step right up Justin Wrobleski. In his 3rd year in Major League Baseball, he is now finally getting a full shot to start, and he is running with it. He's been one of NL's best and might have just claimed NL Pitcher of the Month, if not for Shohei Ohtani, his own teammate. Now, to be fair, Wrobleski had a bit of a clunker to start against Cleveland, giving up 3 earned runs in just 4 innings pitched in his season debut, but since then he has made 5 more starts, totaled 32 innings of work, and allowed just 2 earned runs. In that 5-start span, his ERA sits at a whopping 0.56. If you now take the clunker into that, across 6 starts this season, he's pitched 36 innings, given up 5 earned runs, and his ERA sits at just 1.25, which is, yeah, insane. How has Wrobleski achieved this? Well, by defying the metrics. His expected ERA sits at 4.24, more than 3 times his actual ERA. His whiffs are down in the 1st percentile, the worst possible percentile ranking on Baseball Savant, and his strikeouts are in the 2nd percentile, which is also terrible. Well, that just means he's getting lucky, right? Well, not really. While his BABIP is low at just 222, his stuff is playing. His run values are great for both his 4-seamer and his slider, his main 2 pitches that he has basically made his entire arsenal out of, with those run values sitting at +9 and +3 respectively. He has also made some changes to his arsenal, namely ditching his negative value sinker, which he's using just at 4% in 2026, down from 21% in 2025, and he has upped his usage of his 4-seam fastball to 51%, to complement his slider, which he used at 34% of the time. He's also issuing very few walks with a walk percentage of just 7.0, good for a ranking in the 75th percentile, is allowing quite few barrels, ranking at the 69th percentile, very nice, and he is very much good at limiting hard contact, as his average exit velo is in the 55th percentile in 2026, a massive improvement to having been in the 1st percentile back in 2025. Now, that all being said, do I believe this is any way sustainable? No. His current lack of whiffs, strikeouts, and chase will likely catch up to him as hitters across the big leagues begin to adjust to his basically two-pitch arsenal, which in history has been very difficult to make work as a starting pitcher, especially with how advanced baseball metrics are today. However, he should remain effective, much like Soriano, even if he has a much higher chance of being recalled to the Dodgers bullpen once all of their starters finally get healthy, if they ever do. Let's now move away from pitchers for a while and look at some hitters that are early season surprises. First up, Munetaka Murakami. While the Japanese phenom definitely did bring some concerns coming into Major League Baseball, especially after batting just 222, 268, 368 in the 2026 WBC, particularly sparking concerns about his ability to hit Major League velocity, he has basically silenced all of those critics, as he is currently hitting 237, 369, and 565 over his first 37 Major League games. He's also tied for the Major League home run lead at 14 and boots a nice 934 OPS, good for an OPS plus at 159, making him about 60% better than the average Major League hitter over this admittedly rather small sample size. How's he doing it? Well, 3 true outcomes. His home run percentage sits at 8.8%, nearly quadrupling the league average of just 2.8%. His walk rate sits at 17.5%, nearly doubling the major league average of 9.6. And to add to this, in the negative sense, his strikeout rate is 34.4%, around 50% more than the league average of 22.1%, and he currently leads the leagues in strikeouts at 55. However, despite all of that, it's working for him. He is in the 100th percentile in hard hit percentage at 63.6%, in the 99th percentile in average exit velo and barrel percentage, and in the 88th percentile in chase percentage. To add something to that chase percentage, his whiff percentage, so him actually swinging and missing, is in the 1st percentile, which is nothing short of insane. His zone contact rate, however, is way below the major league average of just 65.3% versus 82.6% for the league, meaning if he makes more contact in the zone, the sky's the limit for Murakami, although it might cost him some walks and patience numbers if he's more aggressive swinging in the zone. Now, is what Murakami's doing sustainable? I mean, kinda, yeah. 3 true outcome hitters can be successful. We just need to look at people like Kyle Schwarber, James Wood, Nick Kurtz, and Aaron Judge, who all have a 3 true outcome percentage of above 50%, meaning more than half of their plate appearances end in walks, strikeouts, or homers. Another plus for Murakami is he's still very young at just 26 years old, so he can improve in almost all of those metrics. And he can still play the field and grades out as a just above average defender, meaning he isn't limited to just DH, and has very much the potential to improve his athleticism to become even better. However, as it is his first major league season, only a larger sample size will truly tell the story here, so we'll just have to wait and see. Moving on now to my true rookie pick for this video, Kevin McGonigle of the Detroit Tigers. This kid is truly taking the league by storm at just 21 years old, and his Baseball Savant page basically tells you the story of a bat-first shortstop. He's hitting 299, 392, 453, for an OPS at 845 and a 134 OPS plus, while grading out to -4 outs above average in 36 games at shortstop and third base. How's he doing it? Contact and discipline. He doesn't have the greatest bat speed, hard hit percentage, or even average exit velo, but this kid is making good contact. His zone contact rate is 90.5%, so good luck getting a strike to go by him. His chase contact rate is at 75.7%, meaning even if he chases, chances are he's at least staying alive in the at-bat, if not putting the ball in play. To further this point, he has great batted ball ratings despite his lack, quote-unquote, of pure power. His launch angle sweet spot percentage is in the 96th percentile, meaning he is hitting the ball on a line 28% of the time versus 24% for the league average. Plus, he keeps the ball in the air. 71.8% of his batted balls are going into the air versus 55.8% for the league average. Even further, he's good at pulling the ball in the air, as 23.9% of his batted balls are pulled fly balls versus just 16.7% for the league average. To add to his already impressive batted ball profile, he walks quite a lot at 12.7% versus 8.4% for the league average, doesn't strike out a whole lot, striking out at the exact same rate he's walking at 12.7% versus 22.2% for the league average, and he boasts elite base running, being ranked in the 100th percentile in base running run value and bringing a sprint speed of 28.2 feet per second. All of this makes for a very solid foundation for the 21-year-old. With all the good I've just talked about him, is it sustainable? Yeah, it might just be. However, I feel it will be a battle of adjustments. Over his very young career, McGonigle's hitting just 161 against breaking balls, a fact that pitchers may want to exploit as soon as possible. So it'll raise the question if he can adjust to the pitchers adjusting to him. Plus, his defense at shortstop, if it doesn't improve, which to be fair, it very much might considering he's just 21 years old, he might be switching positions at some point in his young career. As we approach the final entry on this list, I think it's only right that we turn away from starters and away from hitters and turn to the bullpen. With that, here's the reliever pick for this video, Antonio Senzatela. Now, this guy is in his 10th major league season, and he has come to enjoy newfound success as a multi-inning, high-leverage reliever for the Rockies, as he is currently pitching to an ERA of just 1.11 across 11 appearances covering 24 1/3 innings. Yes, you heard me right, a 1.11 ERA pitching for the Rockies at Coors Field. If that doesn't make him worthy of a pick in this video, I don't know what does. Now you might be asking, how's he doing this? And well, it's pretty simple. Throwing gas. While his fastball velo as a starter was nothing to scoff at, sitting around 94 to 95 miles an hour on average, as a reliever, he's kicked it up a gear and he's now throwing 97 miles an hour on average. To complement this newfound velocity, he has added a cutter to his arsenal, as a 91 mile an hour secondary pitch, which he now uses 29% of the time. A direct replacement, you could call it, for his 86 mile an hour slider, which is down to just 4% usage from 18% in 2025. The emergence of his cutter has reduced his reliance on his four-seamer, which he now uses just 38% of the time, which is down a mile from 57% in 2025. This shift in his arsenal has greatly improved the run value on his fastball, which jumped from -21 in 2025 all the way up to +2, making it an insane improvement. The run value on his cutter is also up, currently sitting at +5, where it sat at -1 in 2025. Effectively, he has transformed himself from a fastball-first starter into a 6-pitch reliever, although to be fair, 2 pitches, the fastball and cutter, make up the majority of his arsenal, and it is working. His 4 other pitches, none of which sit above 11% usage, with the slider being the most common at just 11%, has improved in effectiveness and run value, greatly benefiting from the revamp his arsenal has undergone. His StatCast page really tells the story here, as his fastball run value is in the 96th percentile of Major League Baseball. His breaking ball and off-speed values, while not as good, have greatly increased compared to last year as well. He's also limiting hard contact, walking a lot less batters, and striking out batters at a much greater rate than he ever did as a starter. Now, is this reliever success sustainable? Not at this level, no. BABIP is helping him out, which is a kind of a trend for these early season surprise pitchers, with Senzatela probably being the most extreme I've covered in this video, with his BABIP sitting at 213. However, unlike Wrobleski and Soriano, who had maybe a FIP in the high 3s or an expected ERA going into the 4s, Senzatela's FIP sits at 2.19, and his expected ERA sits at just 2.83, meaning his success should be much more sustainable than with the 2 starters. We've seen arsenal changes and role shifts for pitchers revive careers. So while we can expect some regression for Senzatela, I do expect him to remain a very effective reliever. And that closes out my list of early season surprises for 2026. If you have any other players that have surprised you to begin this year, be it positive or negative, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I feel it's important to mention again, all the stats in this video have been taken prior to the games on May 8th. So in the time it's taken me to record, edit, and release this video, have these players' stats changed? Yes, probably quite a lot. Matter of fact, Murakami hit his 15th home run just hours after I got done writing this script, so there you go. Still, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope to be able to make more consistent video uploads as the year goes on, but we'll see where that takes me. In the meantime, if you did enjoy this video, please feel free to leave a like and perhaps subscribe to the channel, it'll help me out a lot. And I look forward to seeing you in whatever future uploads I can cook up. See you then.